Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be covering how to create an application template, going through the various different field options, customization and notifications. So I'm logged into my dashboard. First off I'm going to click on the templates tab. I'm then going to click on create template. I'm going to give it a name, so in this instance let's say staff application. Add a description. The description is completely optional, so I'll just say this is an example staff application. And then also I'm going to pick a workflow. So right now I've just got the standard one, so I'm going to choose that. Requirements. This is where I can choose what requirements I want of an applicant, whether I want them to have their Discord account connected, whether they're a member of the server, if they have a specific Discord role, if they have their Steam account connected, make sure their email is verified, they need to have two-factor authentication enabled, no pending applications, application cooldown. So if they've submitted multiple applications, you can put a cooldown in to make sure they're not spamming applications. Set previous application status. So if they've previously been rejected, they won't be able to submit an application. And then age verification, if you want to utilize Guildbase's age verification system. We did it. The next tab is limit. So this is where I can set, if I want to allow multiple submissions per user, I can set a max total submission number. So if I only want them to submit 5, for instance, and I can also choose opens at and closes at. So that's if you want an application to only open at a certain window, you can do it via that. So the application will remain closed until it hits the opens at timestamp, and then it'll be open, and then when it closes, it'll close the application and you won't get any further submissions. And you've got the notifications tab, but as it will prompt me, I've not connected Discord. We'll cover Discord integration and all the various different features in another video. So let's go back to general. I'm going to go ahead and create template. So what it's going to do is created it and it's brought me straight into the template builder. So the template builder is a drag and drop interface where you can essentially add various different fields, as you see on the left hand side, and I can add sections. So I'm going to add a section. I'm going to say introduction, and then I want a short text field. So I'm going to hover over, I'm going to drag it in, drop, and then I can choose a label for it. So let's say your name. I'm going to make this a required field, apply changes, and let's see if we can have a drop down here. Let's choose a drop down. Again, drag it in, it'll fold into there. Your favorite. Of course, you're not going to have these questions in your application, but just to give you an example, let's say red, green. With it being a multiple choice or a drop down field, it gives me options, so I can add them here on the right hand side. Yellow, orange, and let's add blue. Again, make this a required field, apply changes, and that's updated. If I wanted to add another section, I can easily do this by clicking the add section button here. Let's say hobbies. And I'm going to choose a long text field. What are your favorite hobbies? And again, make this a required field. I can also add a description, which is just small text under your fields. So, what do you like in your spare time? Something like that. Apply changes. You can search for fields on the left hand side, and most of the fields are collapsed. So if I expand these up, you've got date and time fields, contact, so I can add a URL, phone number, socials, so if I want them to provide Discord information, their Steam profile, their Twitter account, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Kick, it's all there. Media, so if you want them to upload a file, upload an image, or they can even sign a signature if you really desire them to. Layout. So this is where you can add headers, paragraphs, dividers, spaces. If you wanted to add further information within your section, maybe like a scenario, for instance, you can add that and then add a text field for them to put the information in. Let's close this off. So I want to preview this. I want to see how this looks. So I'm going to go over to Save Changes, and then I'm going to hit the preview button next to it. It's going to take me to a different page in preview mode. So as you can see, I can see the fields here, your name, your favorite color, and the hobby sections. With it being obviously in preview, I can't actually submit the application. If I then close this tab, now we'll cover customization. So I'm going to click on the customizations tab at the top. This is where you can add a custom logo, custom banner, a fav icon, but you can also customize all of the different colors on the page itself. You can choose the background if you want a gradient or if you want an image. So just to show that really quickly, if I click on gradient, let's say purple to yellow, something a bit crazy. And then I'm going to save changes, preview, and as you can see, the color has changed on the background. But the customization doesn't stop there, because obviously with that background color, the cards are not looking the best. So I can go in and I can change the card background to be something a bit lighter. Let's see if this doesn't look terrible. It's getting there. Muted text. Let's say I want that a bit darker. There you go. I'm not the best with customization, as you can clearly see. But that just illustrates the ability to completely customize how this looks. You can choose section numbers, you can choose how wide you want the application to be, you can change the text on the button, you can change different success messages when they submit an application, do they get taken to another page, and you can also add custom code. So if you have, like, say, Google Analytics or something that's tracking, you can add custom JavaScript and custom CSS directly to your application. If I then click the back button here to come out of the builder, you'll see I can see the application here with a whole range of different options. So edit will take me back into the builder that we were just in. Settings will let me edit the template settings again. The lock icon will let me choose who actually has access to this application. So do I want all team members to be able to see it, or do I want to just only allow specific roles? This is especially important. So if you add a custom role, let's say for a specific department, let's say police, you only want police applications to be visible to them. You don't want them to see staff applications. So this is really handy to limit who actually has access to the template. The next one is duplicate. So you can simply very quickly duplicate different templates. Saves you having to add all the questions again. Share to community. So if you really wanted to, you could share it to the community and then people can import those templates from the community templates page. Next is embed. So if you've got your own website or your own public hosted site, anything within HTML really, you can copy the iframe, put that in, and then your applicants can apply on your website rather than being taken to the Guildbase site. And then of course delete if you want to delete the template. So that very quickly covers how to create an application template and all the various different options within it. Thank you very much for watching.